Welcome back. If you haven't viewed our KD Understanding Part 1 video, I recommend doing that at some point. Part 1 will give you the necessary basics of the kinetic drive system. Also, in KD Understanding Part 3, we compare EV and hybrid regenerative braking with Kinetic Drives version, a must-watch, to gain full understanding. KD Understanding Part 4 focuses on how effectively and effortlessly a kinetic drive-based vehicle handles stop-and-go traffic and totally reshapes your thinking of vehicle efficiency. The fact is, kinetic drive just loves stop-and-go driving. We will begin this video by outlining the negative aspects of continually and abruptly changing a vehicle's velocity and how it impacts both your vehicle and wallet. We will structure this video by first detailing each issue and corresponding cost associated with both in-town driving and freeway traffic jams. The second part will take each one of these issues and discuss how the kinetic drive will either mitigate and/or benefit from these driving conditions. In stop-and-go traffic, how much energy are you really wasting? Stop-and-go traffic significantly impacts fuel efficiency, as frequent acceleration and braking consumes more energy than steady driving. When a vehicle accelerates, the engine works harder, burning additional fuel, and during braking, the vehicle's kinetic energy is lost, requiring more fuel to regain speed. This cycle in congested traffic and in town driving can reduce a car's fuel efficiency by up to 30%, depending on the vehicle and driving conditions. Additionally, idling in traffic wastes energy when the vehicle is not moving at all, further contributing to inefficiency. The experts feel understanding these dynamics highlights the importance of reducing stop-and-go traffic through better urban planning, public transportation, and driving habits to conserve fuel and minimize environmental impact. During idling, an engine continues to use energy even when stationary. Engines don't shut off when you stop moving. They keep running, burning fuel even at idle. This seemingly minor inefficiency becomes a major issue in stop-and-go traffic, where vehicles spend significant time stationary, yet still consume energy. Studies show that idling can burn up to 0.5 gallons of fuel per hour, depending on the engine size and vehicle type. In a typical urban commute with frequent stops, this can translate to 10 to 20% of your total fuel usage being wasted on idling alone. Consider the mechanics. Idling keeps the engine active to power accessories like air conditioning or the radio, but it does so inefficiently. Unlike cruising at a steady speed, where fuel is optimized for propulsion, idling provides no forward motion, making every drop of gas burned purely wasteful. Hybrid vehicles mitigate this by shutting off the engine at stops, but most conventional cars lack this feature, leaving drivers at the mercy of traffic patterns. Compare this to other driving inefficiencies. Speeding or rapid acceleration can reduce fuel economy by 15 to 30%, but idling is unique in that it offers zero benefit in return. While aggressive driving wastes energy to achieve faster speeds, idling wastes energy without even moving the vehicle. Frequent acceleration and constant stopping and starting uses more fuel than steady driving speeds. Every time you press the accelerator, your engine demands a surge of fuel to meet the sudden power requirement. This is especially true in stop-and-go traffic, where the constant cycle of braking and accelerating creates a fuel-guzzling pattern. Imagine your car as a runner. Sprinting, stopping, then sprinting again is far less efficient than maintaining a steady jog. This analogy holds true for your vehicle's fuel consumption. Studies show that frequent acceleration can increase fuel usage by up to 30% compared to driving at a consistent speed. This inefficiency isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a significant drain on your wallet and the environment. The physics behind this inefficiency lies in the energy required to overcome inertia. When you accelerate, your engine must work harder to increase your vehicle's kinetic energy, burning more fuel in the process. Conversely, Braking dissipates this energy as heat, essentially wasting the fuel used to build it. This cycle is particularly pronounced in heavy vehicles, where greater mass requires more energy to accelerate and decelerate. For instance, a 4,000-pound SUV consumes significantly more fuel during stop-and-go driving than a 2,500-pound compact car. Engines are inefficient by nature, due to significant energy losses as heat while the fuel is burnt. This inefficiency is then multiplied during stop-and-go traffic that keeps engines in a less fuel-efficient RPM range. Engines are most fuel-efficient within a specific RPM range, typically between 1,500 and 3,000 RPM for most passenger vehicles. This range allows the engine to operate at its optimal balance of power and efficiency. However, stop-and-go traffic forces engines to constantly fluctuate outside this sweet spot. During acceleration, RPMs spike, often exceeding 3,000, while idling at stops drops them below 1,000. This constant shifting prevents the engine from settling into its most efficient operating mode, leading to increased fuel consumption. Consider the analogy of a runner. Sprinting burns more energy than maintaining a steady jog. Similarly, an engine sprinting during frequent accelerations consumes more fuel than cruising at a consistent speed. In stop-and-go traffic, the engine is essentially sprinting, stopping and repeating, never achieving the efficiency of a sustained pace. This inefficiency is compounded by the fact that modern engines are designed for optimal performance under steady-state conditions, not the erratic demands of congested roads. I know what you're thinking. Okay, Ray, I hope you're done telling most of us what we already know. Well, put on your big boy pants and thinking cap, because it's time to flip the script on this paltry problem. First, you need to understand where the kinetic drive lives in the drivetrain. I explained this in earlier videos, but I am sure you slept since then. It is important to know that the kinetic drive system is located after the engine and transmission and before the differential and axles. So let's take apart this stop-and-go problem, starting with idling in traffic. Engines are wasteful if running while sitting there or creeping along, so just shut it off until you need it. You only need your engine running to spin up the kinetic drive when necessary, like winding a clock. You don't have to sit there cranking the winding key all day long. Just do it only when you need to. Trust me, even a partially excited kinetic drive has plenty of power to accelerate your vehicle, even while the engine is not even running. Like I said before, the most efficient engine is one that is shut off while your vehicle is accelerating. Continuing, the next claim above was that frequent acceleration and constant stopping and starting uses more fuel than steady driving speeds. Well, guess what? That's not the case with a kinetic drive. We just mentioned acceleration is performed by the kinetic drive and not the engine. And as far as braking, like we explained in the last video, kinetic drive captures the vehicle's momentum and puts it back into the kinetic drive, so it can be used again for acceleration. Since the energy transfer between vehicle and kinetic drive is performed using mechanical means, the round trip losses are minimal. I hope you realize that even in a hybrid system, if your accelerating something is running and using up energy. Just think about that for a moment. Okay, your moment is over. Next, we explore the statement stop-and-go traffic forces engines to constantly fluctuate outside their most efficient sweet spot. Again, that is not the case with a kinetic drive. When the engine excites a kinetic drive, the tuned engine only runs long enough and at optimum RPM and power to add the needed energy to the kinetic drive. In other words, when the engine does run, it does so at its highest efficiency, for the shortest amount of time. You will be happy to know the amount of energy you need to excite the kinetic drive will vary depending on driving conditions. Our patent goes into great detail concerning this subject, and I'm sure there will be a future video that will discuss this topic. In addition, kinetic drive systems' energy capacity can and probably will vary with vehicle type and driving conditions. The only time you would have to fully excite the kinetic drive is at the drag strip, or you're approaching a long hill, and of course the GPS connected to the kinetic drive's computer would know the hill is coming and prepare the kinetic drive to climb it. Of course, the kinetic drive is going to propel you up that hill more efficiently than your engine ever could. Imagine going up a hill and your engine is not even running. The practical benefits extend well beyond fuel savings. Reduced wear on physical brake components, lower maintenance costs, plus extending engine and transmission life. These savings aspects will also be the subject of a future video. Well, there you go. Kinetic drive will be much more efficient than current state-of-the-art vehicle drive systems, especially in stop-and-go conditions, and also compatible with any future engine, motor, or fuel combination. That's enough for now. Please keep an open mind. I understand change is not always easy or welcome, but let's all stay positive. Thanks, Ray.